So, hey YouTube. I'm coming here to talk about a very tough topic. If I struggle, if I stutter, if it takes me a while to speak, just know that these are the side effects of what I'm going through. So we're basically gonna tell y'all the full story. Today, I had an abortion. Let me get my stomach together because it's still hurting. Today I had an abortion. Currently 19 years old. Class of 2020. Yeah. So, I had an abortion today. Now, what led up to this abortion? Let's talk about that first before we get into why I did it and what was my reason. Because I know that's going to be everybody's question and everybody's concern. So let's figure that out first. So basically back in May, with me rounding off everything and figuring everything out, something slick happened back in May. Close to April, like the end of April and the beginning of May. Obviously I wasn't aware of it, and I had to find it out because I'm thinking that something happened at the end of May, and so I took a plan B. Me and this dude, I don't know if I should put his name in here. We're just gonna say D. That's what his name started with, so we're just gonna say D. So me and D did some things. Let's first start from the beginning. I never met D before, never knew who he was, never knew what he had going on. We met at the wash house that's in Union Point. So at the time, I was currently talking to somebody / dating, if that makes sense. But that wasn't really never going nowhere, and D popped up in my life. He first asked my mom, he was like, hey, who is that? And my mom's like, first he asked her who mom was he, and she was like, I'm Skylar's mom. And then he was like, is that Skylar's sister? And she was like, yeah. So then I went outside while my mom was washing clothes. I had went outside and I was getting my phone out the car, I think. And so like I wasn't pissed off or nothing. I just don't talk to people, and I always like sound like I'm pissed off. And so when I went out to go get my phone, he came up to me and he just started talking, and he was like, hey, your name is Maya. And I said, yeah. Then he was like, well, you seem like you kind of chill. I saw you when you was in the wash house. Never seen you before. So would you like to talk? Da-da-da-da-da, trying to spit game. And I'm over here like looking mean and shit, not really giving a fuck about what this man is talking about to me. Because I just feel like he's like every other nigga. So it got to the point where like I really wasn't even looking him in his face, wasn't paying attention to shit he was saying until he asked for my number. I was like, sure. Because, I mean, I can go ahead and block him if he piss me off. So I was like, sure. Then I gave him my number, and then that's when we started talking. We started talking that same day because he wanted to meet up. So we met up at night, and we went to Lake Oconee, and like when you go on some bridge, yada yada yada. We went and like seen the stars and shit. I got high with him. We was doing whatever, and then after that, it just became like a routine. I just started seeing him, and we started talking. And so, me and him, I cut it off with him. Like, we were still friends, but I, like, cut it off with him because I didn't want to act like I was, like, I don't know, I was just trying to give B a chance. So I was like, alright. So, after a while, it got pretty toxic, like, real quick. But I didn't notice it at first. Really, all we did most of the time was just, I can't say... All we did was do most of the time, and his excuse was, "Hey, you want to come smoke?" And he would use that smoking tactic against me to do. Because with me, when I smoke and I, get in that weird vibe or whatever, I get used. Not get used, but like I don't know how to. I can function, like I can like play myself off if I'm around somebody or around the police or whatever, but like. Actually functioning, I'm all over the place. So, I was being used. And I was being used for a hot ass minute. And just so happened, he took me up like one of his cousin's house or something. and we went to go chill, and then that night we made a decision. Now, let me tell y'all that the period that I thought I had in May was not a period. That was, I was actually ovulating that day. Like that whatever 4 days of me, doing my cycle. So come to find out, I learned that on down the line. That's the reason why I was so far along and didn't realize I was that far along, because I searched it up and did not know that you can be pregnant and also still be on your period. I didn't know that. Because to us, we think we're on our period, but it's actually us ovulating. So that was me actually getting conceived in shit. And I just didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. So, let's skip all this other shit, because we just gonna get straight down to the toxic shit. So, after we started talking and we was doing the do or whatever, it got out of hand after that, as you can see. And it got into the point where I had to find out if I was pregnant or not, because a week after we did the do, once we did that one do when I went over his cousin's house, I took a plan B, which everybody should know what a plan B is. I hope I can talk about this in the YouTube. I'm going to have to label this 18 and younger. 18 and older. But everybody should know what a plan B is by now. And if you don't know what it is, a plan B is a pill that you take right before you do the do. And, right after you do the do, you're supposed to take it, and it's supposed to, not get you pregnant. So, I took that thinking, hey, I'm going to be safe. But did not know beforehand that he has done something. Because obviously I wasn't told nothing, and I wasn't told the truth. So when I thought the pill was supposed to be working, it was actually trying to terminate my pregnancy. And I didn't know what was going on, and it never did work, as you can see. So after I started throwing up for the first time, G and me was always on the phone. He was the only one that really supported me before I cut him off. And so I didn't really cut him off. I just stopped talking to him. It's like a whole nother story. But so after that, me and him still seen each other, and it got more toxic after that, because then once he figured out I was pregnant, he used that against me. And he would lie and be like, oh, you want to come smoke, but then turn out to be we would just smoke and just do. And that's when I started to realize, dummy, you're getting used. But I still thought that there was something else, being the non-smart person that I am. So what happened is that it just kept on getting toxic. Just about every night I would go see him. We would go chill. It wouldn't be just about every night, because I didn't go every time. But, there would be nights where I would go see him up to 5 o'clock in the morning. And, my mom, she don't really care. I'm 19, so I'm minding my business, doing whatever I do. And it's just me living life. So when we got to the point where I found out I was pregnant, I took one cheap ass, I hate to say that, I don't want to say ass, I took one cheap Dollar General pill. One Dollar General, plastic one that I think that wasn't really working, because I know people told me that you can get a pregnancy test at Dollar General to, prank somebody or whatever, which I don't know why you want to do that. Because why would you want to do that? So, basically, I thought it was fake at first. So when I took it, that came out positive, and I was like, alrighty. I kind of just ignored it. Then, after my mom bought the clear blue, it's clear blue, the one with the blue tip on there. She bought that one, and I took one. And it said positive, but I thought I messed it up because I peed all over it. And then, so I took the other one, and that's when I finally accepted, okay, dummy, you're pregnant. Just stop trying to, not be pregnant. Just stop trying to not say that you're pregnant. Just, you're pregnant. Just realize it. So after a while, everything went downhill after that, I could really say, because I got really depressed. I was already depressed before I got pregnant. But, when I got pregnant, it got a lot worse. And I got really depressed. I lost myself. I stopped talking to people. I lost my best friend. I stopped talking to G because he was on BS and I wasn't really here for it. And he wasn't like a friend. He was more of a, hey, I want to be your man, trying to tell me what I can and cannot do. Also, trying to be too much in my relationship business and was using that against me So, because he would say stuff like, if I was down there, you wouldn't be doing this, and that. And I'm like, regardless if you were down here or not, the situation would still happen. Just because we never met, that's not going to solve the problem. So, after that, stuff started to just basically go downhill. I got really depressed. I closed up a lot of my feelings. And then, out of nowhere, I went on this vacation. And I told y'all I was supposed to post a vlog, but I'm not going to post a vlog no more, only because my editing dude is taking way too long to edit the vlog, so I'm just not going to post it no more at this point. I mean, if they still want me to post it, then I'll just have to finesse, but other than that, I'm not planning on posting that anytime soon, because I'm posting this video. So, let's talk about the vacation, and let's talk about my feelings during the vacation and before the vacation. Before the vacation, it was really sad. Like, I really held in a lot of feelings, and I literally had to tell myself, you have to cut off your feelings, because when you get down here, this is your new family on my dad's side, and you're meeting them, so you can't have any feelings about the pregnancy. You can't be freaking out, can't be all emotional, can't cry. Really, I really numbed myself and didn't even realize that I numbed myself. I kept telling myself that you're just gonna cut these pregnancy feelings off, and I ended up cutting all my feelings off, and I didn't realize it until after I came back from the vacation. So I do regret doing that, but like, life's life, shit's gonna happen. So basically, when I was down there, I really didn't show that much emotion. I didn't talk, and then I got real sick because I was in the pool for too long, and chlorine got in my throat, and then they were all freaking out, didn't know what was going on, making shit really worse. And then I already had the problem of me not eating and throwing up and stuff, and they just didn't know because I didn't tell nobody. And that's one reason why I'm making this video, just so everybody knows, and explaining myself. So yeah, that whole vacation was cool. It was fun. I really liked meeting them. It wasn't the vacation that was the problem. It was just me being pregnant during the vacation. That really what fucked me up, because like, I couldn't have fun. I couldn't do shit like everybody else, and it was just so confusing to them, and I felt really bad because I couldn't tell them. Like, I wasn't going to anytime soon, because what do I look like going to see my new family and then telling them, oh yeah, and I'm pregnant. Oh yeah, I'm also finna get an abortion. Like, you can't throw that onto a person all at once, or people. And that side of my family also has a lot of problems, just like this side of the family. Like, family's gonna be family. I'm not really caring, but I knew I'm not finna sit there and have no full-blown conversation with them, and especially about this subject. I didn't even tell my dad until like a couple of weeks ago. So, you really think I was finna tell that side of my family? No. So basically, after the vacation, I was really ready to go home. Like, I was fed up, I was tired. They kept trying to make me eat. It was pissing me off. Like, I wasn't really mad, but it was just pissing me off, and I was really ready to go home. And I finally got on the plane, I left. I got back home, everything kind of felt better, because I get homesick real easily. That's why I don't like going places, and y'all see that I'm a hella homebody. I don't go nowhere. I stay in my fucking room just about every day. I mean, I stay in my room just about every day, because you can't curse anywhere anymore, because everybody has a problem. So basically, after literally a couple of days, after the literally 2 days after my vacation, I went to a clinic that's in Atlanta, and I went to go get like ultrasound and shit. I had to first make sure I was pregnant, even though I knew I was pregnant, but they had to do another test. They tested me for like all that other, other tests and stuff too, because it was for free. So I was like, all right, whatever. And then come to find out, like, I already knew that I was pregnant. I just didn't know how long I was, and I thought I was like maybe 5, 6, 7 weeks. So we didn't figure out how long I was until I had the actual ultrasound, and that's when I realized I was 10 weeks and some days when we had the ultrasound. So I was really shook, and a lot of personal feelings that people don't understand, that I did not want to look at the ultrasound. I did not want to see it. I did not really want to go through that, because first off, I didn't want to have this man's baby. Also, I wasn't ready to have kids, nor wanted to have kids. And also, what people need to realize is that I have a fear of pregnancy. It's an actual phobia. You can look it up. It's not having birth is not the problem that scares me, and actually raising a child is not what scared me, because if I didn't have to go through pregnancy, I would have kept this child. My problem was going through pregnancy itself, the kicking, the BS, all that. No, I'm the type of person that if I would have saw my stomach get kicked, I would have a whole mental breakdown. Probably would have threw up on myself. It was that bad. And so I had to restart the video because of storage management. But also, so let's talk about after the first appointment. I had, came out about all my feelings. We talked, we did this and that. And then they took my blood because they needed to know if I was negative or positive. Because during the abortion, you had to take a shot. If you are negative, you would have to take a shot of RHC because it can affect future pregnancies. And so, come to find out I was positive. I got tested for, other stuff, and I came out negative for everything. So, and then basically they just told me like what abortions I can do and what I can't do. And then once we realized that I was 10 weeks, they kind of had my mindset shaking, only because I knew it wasn't just a fetus, it was bigger than that. But also it wasn't big because 20 weeks is big. So I was only like 10, so it didn't stress me out as much. But it really had me thinking, and then I finally came to terms with, yes, I'm having an abortion, it's gonna happen. And there's no ends and buts about it. I had my mom that supported me, and I had the dude that was so-called supporting me, and I had a couple of friends that were supporting me. And so I was, I've been living, it's been living up to this point. So after that, before I can actually schedule the abortion, I was supposed to wait for my blood work to make sure I was healthy enough to actually have the surgery. And so this week was the week that I set the appointment. All I had to do was go find another clinic, do yada yada yada. Had to go in. So let me tell y'all about the actual abortion, because Jesus Christ. I literally got to the place at like 8:40 something, and my appointment was at 8:30. Be mindful, me and my mom stay in Greene County, Union Point. We had to drive all the way from there to Atlanta, like literally almost in the center of Atlanta. We were literally right beside the city. And we had to drive all the way down there. So yeah, we're gonna be a couple of minutes late because who in their right mind finna wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go drive all the way down? No, it's too much. So we got in there a little bit later. I had to check in, and because of COVID, I couldn't have my mom in there. So my mom literally sat in the car outside the whole time. I felt really bad, and I felt so shitty. So let me tell y'all what happened with me and the dude, because before I had the abortion, me and him broke up. Well, we've been broke up, so this is what happened. Let me tell y'all all the toxicity and the reason why I had broke up with this man. First off, he's a very manipulative person and very narcissist. And so the reason why I found out that he was narcissist is because every time I would catch him in a lie or call him out on his BS, he would always make me feel like he would always make himself feel like the victim. He'll be like, oh, you did this and you did that. Or, no, I didn't do that. Your family did this, and that. So, there's a lot that happened that I'm not going to put in this video because that's none of y'all business. But let's just say a lot of narcissist BS happened because of this man. And he tried to blame stuff on my mom. He tried to blame stuff on my brother. And he also lied about going to tell one of his exes about some BS. So it's a lot of stuff, but I'm not gonna come in here and talk about it. If y'all really want to know the details, you can go at me on Snapchat and go get on my private story, because that's where I'll be posting all my stuff in. So we're not finna put all of this in YouTube, but let's just say that's how I figured out he was a narcissist. Now, when I figured out he was a manipulator, he is the type of dude, I'm not saying that he gets women pregnant, because be mindful, this dude has 4 other baby mamas, including 5, because he just got another one pregnant right before me. And so basically, when I realized that he was a very manipulative man, what he does is that he uses the baby to get to the woman. And so this is how I figured this out. I started to put pieces together after we had broke up and stuff like that, because I actually sat down and I started thinking to myself about stuff. And so in the beginning, he started feeling some type of way, especially when I started talking about abortion, because I told him in general, I'm not trying to have no kids. Like, you have 4 baby mamas. So in my head, I'm like, I'm not trying to be the next one. So I told him, I was like, I'm not trying to have no kids. But you obviously see that what happened. So we already talked about it, and I told him if I ever do have a child, it's gonna get aborted. Like, that was my main subject. And I told him that I was like, no, I'm not going to go through with this. I already told him about my fear, all of the other stuff. So for you to be a manipulative dude, and so once I realized that, once I told him that I was pregnant, it's like he tried to actually care about me. He started checking up on me all the time. and this, and that. And at first, this was never happening in a relationship. And I even asked him, I was like, why are you giving me all this different energy? Because you was not giving this before. And then once I started talking about abortion, he agreed to it because it's my decision. And he was just like, it's your decision. You're a woman, so if you don't want to keep it, you don't want to keep it. And he even said, I don't need no more kids right now. And you don't need none because you're 19. And I was like, yeah, exactly. So basically, when we made that decision, he said he was going to help. And we were going to go through this and then yada, yada, yada. So after a while, it got more toxic. There was still more do and all that other crap. So then finally, when I realized that he was a manipulative man, and all he wanted to do was me to have the baby just so he could use me, because he was already using me. Even when I was pregnant, he was still using me. So that's when I had sat down with myself and I was like, all right, we're not going to think about nothing negative because I'm not going to stress myself out. But we're going to look at the relationship. Looked at the relationship. 2 different personalities. I told y'all I'm an emotional thinker. He's logical. It don't match with two different people. 10 years apart, no. It was not giving. So basically, I just told him that I'm not ready for this. I'm not the one in this relationship, nothing no more. And I told him, if you want to help me with the abortion, then go ahead. Be my guest. But this relationship stuff is not it. So then he was like, okay, it's whatever. So I was like, all right. So then after that, this was the week that I made the abortion. He tried to keep up with me as much as he could. We also got in a last argument, and I lashed out on him. And let's just say that he used that narcissist side again and was like, oh, you left me blind. You didn't even tell me about you having an abortion, and it was going to be you making an appointment too early. And literally the reason why I made the appointment this Saturday was because the lady said if you would have came next week, like the appointment was supposed to be made next Friday, she said you would have been 12 weeks and the appointment would have been a lot more than it was because you would have been in the beginning of your second trimester. So she was telling me you might as well go ahead and get it over with because you're only in the first trimester and it's going to be a lot cheaper. So I was like, all right, it makes more sense. And then she was like, it's a lot safer. So I was like, all right, I got this. I can do this. I just have to get the money by then. So as soon as I made the appointment, be mindful, as soon as I made the appointment, I texted this man and I called him. Blew his phone up. He didn't say nothing. When he finally answered me from off Snapchat, because I didn't snap on him on Snapchat, all I did was I texted him and I was like, why did you block me? Because you know how you call and messages and stuff don't go through. He claims to say that his phone was turned off. Then later on, when we started talking about the conversation, and so-called when he got his phone turned back on, we had got in an argument, this big old argument about everything, and then he lashed out on me, gonna get mad. But first I snapped on him, and he got mad and then getting all upset and shit because I'm the one who's pregnant, who got all the hormones and stuff, which I'm not saying ladies to lash out on men. I'm just saying I had a reason to say what I had to say because, like I said, he will take this situation, flip it back on me, and then make it seem like he's the victim. And I'm like, but I'm the one who's pregnant here. I'm holding the child. Like, I'm the one who's having the problems. Stop acting like a little baby. I said more than that, but you can't put all of it on YouTube. So basically after that, I had told him what I told him, and I lashed out on him first, and then he gonna try to get mad at me. And with me, I'm a bold person. Everybody knows that. I talk my stuff and I say what I got to say. So once he got a little attitude, was just like, who are you talking to? I'm like, well, you're the only person that's obviously named so-and-so and so-and-so, so I'm going to text you. I'm going to send you a voice message, and I'm going to sit here and tell you you are who I'm talking to. Like, and then so after it got died down a little bit, I told myself, Maya, you're not gonna stress out. Just do this last explanation because obviously he couldn't get it through his head. Took me a good 3 to 4 or 5 chances to explain everything to him because for some reason, oh, you made the appointment too early. I can't help you pay for it because I get paid next Friday. This and that, making excuses. And obviously you can't pay for it because you can't even pay for your phone bill. But anyways, so I was just like, you know what? Let's just give him a full explanation, tell him everything, and then tell him to be by his way. Because obviously you're irrelevant to me, and you're not doing nothing for me. If you can't help me pay it, then have a nice life. As simple as that. That's the most respectful way as I can put it. Because you're irrelevant to me. We're not together. You're not my nigga. So, bye. Why are you texting me right now? So once I said that in a respectful way, he's still gonna send me voice messages. After I told him, I said, I'm not responding to no more voice messages. And I told him that I texted it, and I said, I'm not listening to these. And he was acting like a little baby. And he was like, well, don't. And I was like, okay. Was that supposed to make me mad or something? And he was just like, I'm not gonna let no other female try to run me and this and that. And I was like, you're hilarious. You say you're not gonna let another female run you, but then you're running all your females. Make it make sense. But anyways, yeah, I just that was it. And then after he got upset and he just, said what he said, I got mad. And I was like, you know what? Some people don't reserve. Some people don't need respect. So I lashed on him again, and I said what I said. And then after that, I just told him to have a nice fucking day. I really told him, when I say have a nice day or have a nice life, I mean F off respectfully. And so he couldn't take that the good way. So I had to give it to him in the bad way. So then after that, he said what he said, and I said, good for you. And after I said that, he didn't text me back. So it was just left at that. So the person that helped me was my mom, and I had paid for some of it, even though I don't have a job right now. Broke, I had to really just ask my friends for stuff. I have to owe my mom back money. I have to owe back one of my friends money because, as always, they're the only people that's here for me. So, yeah. So basically, that's it. I mean, I had the abortion today. I'm supposed to be resting actually, but I really decided to get up and make this video because people are finding out about it. So why not make the video and go ahead and put it out there and fully explain myself and tell you people what's really going on, because I ain't got time for false accusations and false BS, because that's what I was gonna make the video about. I was gonna make the video so nobody wouldn't have to ask no dumb questions and get in my face and be judgmental and all this other crap. That's the reason why I was gonna make the video in the first place. And also, okay, so let me tell y'all about why I made the decision of having an abortion, because I already know y'all gonna have a lot of questions about that. And we're just gonna be straight up honest. The reason why I had an abortion is because, like I said, I have a fear of having a baby, getting pregnant, having it inside. Nobody wants to go through that. Nobody wants to do that.